Hey, it's Michael McGarrahan.
Yo, it's Brendan Mascherino.
What's poppin', fellas? This is Cameron Jazz Hands Crawford, and we are back with episode 17.
Hit him with some of that. Howdy, Michael here.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Wait, yeah, howdy. Oh, yeah.
Howdy.
All right,
I can't stay awake in the cinemas.
that's some facts. We've been whipping out some good episodes for
And
y'all.
whipping out some, what?
Pause. Anyway, it's gonna be a great episode.
Let me put it this way. They consider it a doozy.
Just the four of us here today, but that means all the more riffs, zingers, and shenanigans for y'all.
Yeah, shenanigans.
Facts.
So I hear y'all got a story to share.
Who would like to
And by y'all, you mean everyone's got a story.
Oh!
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so sorry about blasting your ears out.
no. I myself may have a story.
Yeah, tell us what happened at the McGarrahan
Color
house.
me intrigued.
So it's a Thursday night. Specifically, a Thursday night.
Night, as in your sleep time.
More like
No, that's
Six-
daytime, bud.
Oh,
it's
thanks.
more like 6 p.m. Let's call it 6:05 p.m.
Oh, that's prime
Oh.
time.
6:05 p.m.
Nap time.
That's cool.
Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Okay, so I'm in the basement, right? I was just about to get cracking on some
Snoozing.
film editing. Okay,
Oh, bet.
so I'm in the basement. I got TK down there with me because he lives there, and then you
Understand.
got
TK.
his friend. So we're chilling down there, and all of a sudden I hear from the top of the stairs. I hear this. Guys, get out of the house! I set the oven on fire! Okay, so I hear that from the top of the stairs. Then the next thing you know, I hear like from the alarms in the house, and I'm like,
Oh, classic.
oh, cool. I'm like, I guess
Because the house is
I guess
getting
this
the
is it.
outta
Yeah, I'm
here.
like, I guess this is it. So like, we all like rush out of the not really rush, but like we get out of the basement, go up to the driveway and everything. We're chilling outside. It's freezing freaking cold outside. And then I was like, okay, we're just gonna kind of chill out here. I'm like, what? Wait, what? Why are we waiting?
No pun intended.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then my mom says that she's already called 911, even though the fire's fully out. Like my sister
You
said,
still
she
have
closed
to.
the door. Yeah, exactly. To be safe.
Yeah.
The fire was fully out though. Everything was okay, like basically. But then my mom, got to be safe. And I thought, okay, the cops will show up. Everything's fine. Like, so we're chilling out there. Like a police car shows up, and then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We'll talk to them, let them know to call it off. And then my mom talks to them for a little bit. Then also another car rolls up, and we're like, okay, like what's up with this? And then like they get out. Then all of a sudden we hear the truck coming. That thing comes flying in, the fire truck. We're like, oh shoot, that comes up. And then another one comes flying behind it too, an ambulance rolls up. Then I thought, okay, we'll tell them to stop and everything, but I think they have to. They stop in their truck, the two firemen just freaking hop out of their thing. They suit up, they grabbed an axe, strapped a tank onto their back and everything.
Damn.
And go into the house.
Imagine how banger of a story this would have been if Sheeran stepped
I was
out.
just
know.
gonna
You
say.
know
I
what's funny? You know what's
know.
funny? When I was sitting outside, and I was standing outside, and I was just watching them get out. I was looking if Sheeran was in there, maybe in one of the trucks.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been the funniest thing.
That would have been freaking
But yeah, they
amazing.
book it into our
Sheeran.
house, and basically four of them go in there. I think some cops went in there too. Everything was fine, but like the entire fire department and ambulances are
My question is,
there.
why do cops have to go in?
Because it's cops are just I don't know, they went in at the end.
Cops
I
are
don't
cops
know.
are cops.
But basically, it's funny. We go back inside. They're all done. Some neighbors had come out and check everything was okay. But I look outside on my deck and I just see this pan with black bread on it,
Your mom
sitting on
threw it
the
outside?
No. She didn't throw it outside. They put it outside.
Boy.
The firemen they just took the pan out and just threw it on our deck in the back. I'm just like, okay.
Threw it on the deck. Wait. Your deck is plastic.
I know, yeah. They just put it on the deck. I mean, I guess it was
Classic
fine, but it was
fire
really just black
Dumb.
bread, just that my mom
Boy,
put
why
in
are you
the oven.
throwing it outside? That's our dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, seriously. But then
What do you want me
it
to
was
eat?
funny. Listen to this. So, one of our friends, family friends, he lives kind of around downtown. He has a CB radio. I think it's that he can listen. It's a police radio. I think he has, and he can listen to all the stuff going. He happened to be listening to it, and he hears he hears like 435 down Frio Drive, like a potential fire or something like that. And then he hears that and he's like, oh my gosh. So after the fire department had left and everything, he actually having to show up to our house to see what was going on and see if we needed help. So my mom like went outside and was telling him the story. But I just thought that was funny. Like it attracted our neighbors, like the entire
That's
fire
so
department,
scary,
and
dude.
someone in Downingtown who happened to be
This
listening.
is how I found out about it because I was on Snapchat, right?
Oh yeah.
And I have TK, Michael's brother, on Snapchat.
Yep.
And I see his story, and he's like, I forget what he captioned it, but it was really funny. It was like, we almost got burnt or something.
Yeah, it probably
and
was,
It's
yeah.
like him and his friend standing out in their driveway, and like the freaking fire trucks are right there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Michael didn't say anything. And then I started getting worried. I was like, oh crap, like what happened?
Yeah.
Classic
Luckily, it was
TK
fine.
bootleg iPhone.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing your boy was there because you already know when I go to Michael's house, I park right in front of the fire hydrant.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That
So
was
they would
so.
have been having a field
Yeah,
day.
it's true.
Yeah.
If that happened, but
But yeah, so that's that. There you go.
dang, I'm glad you're all right.
I've also set some fires, especially in my brain, at the Regal Cinemas in December. So, your boy likes movies. Think that should be almost a fact at this point. So,
Well, it's an opinion, all right?
I'll watch it, buddy.
It's a fact that his opinion consists of positive images of. Never mind.
That is true.
Just go.
You got me
Positive.
there, you got me
Just
there.
never
All
keep
right.
going.
May I finish?
Please.
As I was saying, so Yorgos Lanthimos, director of episode whatever for The Lobster,
Episode 10, 11?
11.
well, director of the movie The Lobster and The Killing of a Sacred Deer and Dogtooth, and another one that I've not seen yet. He made this movie called The Favorite, and I was super hyped. You watched the trailer, 185 aspect ratio. We're coming back to that late. All right, let me give you a little lesson on aspect ratios. All right? So the TV you have at your house is a 16 by 9 or 176 aspect ratio.
So like
more or less.
1.76 or 1.77, whatever, 76 to
Exactly.
1 ratio of the length, like at the bottom, to the height.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now, when you watch, a lot of movies are shot in either a 240 aspect ratio, that's when you get the black bars on your TV, or 185 aspect ratio, when you get the smallest black bars at the top and bottom. So this movie was shot in a 185 aspect ratio. It happened to be that the screen I was watching in is a 185 aspect ratio screen. So naturally it's supposed to fill the whole image. All right?
But it didn't.
I'm getting there. So I'm sitting there, the homie Smalls is on there, shout out to the Halloween episode.
Hey, what up,
We're-
Big K special K.
We're super hyped because the movie looked awesome. It looked like a modern day Barry Lyndon. This stuff just eye-gasmic. So we're sitting there, the trailers are happening. All right? And now I'm a little scared because this trailer for this movie had like initially I thought the most horrific framing. Like heads were half chopped off and stuff, and then I'm like, wait a minute, why is the green thing also chopped off? Oh no. The movie started. They had the letterboxed on the top and bottom of my 185 screen.
Bro, it's a movie
So-
theater. Like, that's their job.
I'm
One
sitting
job
here.
is play movies.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I spent 13 goddamn dollars on this goddamn motherfucking movie, and you're gonna tell me that I didn't get the correct fucking aspect ratio? Get the fuck out of here, Regal Cinemas Downingtown, you pieces of shit. Alright? I spent a whole fucking year waiting for this damn movie, and you're gonna sit here like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what the fucking aspect ratio is. Get the fuck out of here, Regal Cinemas Downingtown.
Tell us how you really feel.
So basically,
thing move.
they chopped off half the frame on arguably the most well-shot movie of the year. Luckily, Yorgos Lanthimos shoots with a lot of headroom, so the framing wasn't horrible. But Regal Cinemas, if you're listening to this, you pricks,
Oh my god.
I want a damn refund. All right? You're not going to give me half the movie I paid for
True.
and not give me a damn refund.
Quite literally.
All right.
Regal Cinemas, first Blade Runner with the out of focus shit.
Oh yeah.
Now this, let me put it this way. You slip up one more time, and you're losing probably your most prolific customer.
True. That's very true. All I'm saying is, like last week, I took a trip down to Regal. I saw the movie The Mule with Clint Eastwood. I thought it was a very good movie. Saw it with my dad. There was some nudity in it. Kind of awkward, not gonna lie. But
Fran keeps it real though.
what?
Fran keeps it real
Yeah,
though.
true. Real shit.
But let me also put it this way. I would have complained while the movie was going on, but I didn't want to miss any of the movie. I knew that
It wasn't worth it yet.
But you were missing the movie.
No. Let me put it this way. For the Blade Runner one, they didn't fix shit. So I knew my lesson that Regal is run by people that are incapable of fixing their damn projection, which apparently people that have home theaters are able to do better. So they're not even able to change the aspect ratio to the correct thing. So I knew it wasn't gonna happen, and I wasn't about to miss a movie that I've been waiting for so long. Yorgos Lanthimos, baby. I've been waiting. It's a great movie, by the way. Just didn't get to see the whole picture.
Wow, that was a awe-inspiring, jaw-dropping story, Mew.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Seriously.
I'm sorry that Rico disappointed you with that one.
Oh, trust me.
What'd the homie think? Was he
Kevin also loved the movie, but he was also pissed. We just we sat there because I told him like, yo, this movie's 185. He's like, oh, bet, because we saw the 185 screen, and we're like, bet. And then as soon as the opening shot came up, Kevin's like, no, you gotta be kidding me.
I would have said something if I would have noticed the beginning shot. Like they would have given you a refund, you could have probably saw it. They probably would have fixed it.
I'm sorry, I just can't miss anything in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was a big conflict. I
Yeah,
was
that is
2
big.
seconds from walking out the theater to ask for a refund or whatever, but I've been waiting too long to see this movie. And the ID guy, super chill guy by the way, let me into the rated R movie. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just watch it again on Blu-ray.
Good deal, good deal. Now, how about you, Brendan? You got any good stories to share with the crowd?
Sure. So, as you may know, Michael and I do a lot of like filming as well as Moo, but most of the time Michael and I are filming together, and we recently shot a dance video that will be coming out
Yo.
pretty soon
Yep.
for this dance company.
Called Flow Motion. if
Yeah,
you're
Flow
interested.
Motion. If you guys are interested,
No W.
Yeah, just
No
Sponsor
FLO.
ad.
It's not
It's
sponsored.
sponsors.
So-
It's a
sort of.
shout out.
Yeah. So basically, a buddy of ours named Leo helped us out. He's a goat. He let us borrow some gear. Basically, we were shooting this dance video at 3 locations, right? We had the barn, we had the junkyard, and the train station. On our way to the barn, this was like, what, a week before the shoot?
Yeah, week before
Yeah.
the shoot. Little test run.
Yeah. So we're chilling at the barnyard. It was kind of hard for us to find it because it was like tucked back. We ended up
Yeah.
going to 2 different places, but we ended up finding it. But the only reason we found it was because our buddy Leo happened to drive into a ditch, and he sent us his location because he called us. He's like, yo, where are you guys? Like, I think I'm stuck in a ditch. And we're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, no, this cannot be happening. Because this is like our one time that we can like scout out the
Yeah, we
location,
can get
figure
the
out
lighting set up
Yeah,
and
figure out where
everything,
the
yeah.
lighting goes. Because the whole shoot, we wanted to be very like on top of time and just get it done as quick as possible. So we find Leo. He sends us his location. He ended up being at the right barn while we were at the wrong
Yeah.
barn. So it kind of
That's
helped.
a good put on blast.
It kind of helped us out.
Yeah, he was at the right one. Yeah.
But it ended up taking us till like 12 o'clock that night. We got
Yeah.
there at what, like
No. It was like 9:30.
No, it was 9. Oh,
Wait,
okay, so it was later.
12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Michael
Yeah.
is awake.
Yes, sir. That's
Are you
correct.
lying to
There
me,
wasn't-
or
it
is this
wasn't a
real
movie.
scoop?
That's a
Oh, thanks.
all right. You gotta say it. I was gonna say.
No.
Anyways,
Anyways,
paradox
question.
you got there.
Leo was off the road, and he's like, I don't know what to do. Like, his car's like this tiny little Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota.
It's not 4-wheel drive, so we're like,
Classic
oh my
Lee.
god, we don't know what we're
It
gonna
was
do.
crazy. He was in, and keep in mind, it just rained the day before. It was muddy, okay?
Yeah.
And his car was just.
Oh, guys, this something.
So it was
in the
it was
ditch.
kind of foggy.
Muddy,
I guess
Muddy boys.
So yeah.
it was kind of foggy outside, and like I said, Leo, he stopped. Leo's got that really small car. He ends up driving off the road, gets stuck in the ditch. Are you guys gonna stop being asses?
All right.
Damn.
All right. Now continue, Brandon. Continue.
So we find Leo in the ditch. Where
What-
even
what?
was I?
What? Okay. So yeah, Leo's stuck in the ditch,
It
and
was
we just go
muddy.
crazy. And yeah, it was super muddy, and we're going crazy trying to get him out. I guess he's like he's what do you call it? I don't know, flooring it basically, trying to get it out, like reverse, forward, reverse, forward. Keep trying that. Got some wood, put it underneath the wood, put it underneath the tires and everything. We're going crazy, and we had a little moment of hope
Little kerfuffle.
when this property owner, basically, we believe that he was going to come and help us. He drives out with his tractor. Let's just say he got a little bit angry, and it didn't work out. Didn't really work out. He didn't get any help. So we ended up calling a tow truck, and the tow guy is crazy.
Tow mater.
He comes up the driveway reverse. This huge driveway. This tow truck reverses up the
It's
driveway.
gravel.
Yeah, he reverses it up it only to then just turn around and go forward.
Yeah.
Like he basically reverses all the way up like this insane driveway, pulls around and realizes he should have just gone up forward. So that was pretty disappointing. But he hooks up the car with like the winch thing, and just imagine you see a car in a ditch and just a chain coming off of it, and then just dragging it by
Yeah.
a single attached to the
He
tire.
locked it to one of the tires, so he's just literally
Yeah.
dragging this car across the mud.
lawn.
That's
Yeah.
so bad for your car.
crazy.
Yeah,
I know.
And yeah, it was
Leo's car's already a little messed up as it is.
Oh,
but-
classic.
But yeah, so it was just a little bit of dilemma, like some bad, like a little bit rough situation, but everything turned out okay in the end, and yeah, it worked out.
Oh, so was that your story or was that Brendan's
Oh,
story?
true.
It was both.
Sorry.
It was both.
Yeah, I just
Nah,
took
I'm
over because
playing,
Brendan
I'm
seemed
playing,
a
I'm
little
playing.
lost. Yeah.
Oh,
I wonder
didn't
why I
have
was
to put him on
lost.
blast like
No,
that.
no,
I wonder why I was lost.
Oh yeah, maybe because there was some air bubbles being popped.
Oh,
And by air bubbles, he means
Air bubbles.
bullshit.
oh, classic. All right, your turn, Croft, unless you don't have one.
I don't got much of a story except the one time yesterday when my freaking yearbook quote got taken out. My senior quote. So let me give you guys the rundown. So, for those of you who don't know, seniors can include a quote under their photo in the yearbook. Fine. And they say if your quote is inappropriate, it gets taken out.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
fine. Yeah, I respect that. But here's where I get off. My quote was nowhere near inappropriate, and I have some buddies and peers whose quotes have also been taken out. And they were just as plain as mine. Yet, people get away with keeping more inappropriate quotes in the yearbook. So I'm kind of sitting here confused, wondering why my freaking yearbook quote is gone, but people can be going off on theirs and still having it kept in.
Wait, Cam, what was your original yearbook quote?
All right, my yearbook quote, this is a quote from my friend Nicholas. It was just, it's a grind. Now, it's not very clear, but what that means basically is it is a grind meaning hard work, because high school's been a grind. It's been a fun grind, but basically it's just, when you're writing a 8-page essay, you take a pic of the essay on Snapchat, caption it, it's a grind, send it off. It's like a tradition. And my friend had a yearbook quote. He wrote 2 words, potato emoji, and that got taken out. So for real, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think.
Censorship's whack. Simple as that. Here's the thing. I feel like if the teachers like they're looking way too deep into this stuff. Like if you have to look that deep into a quote like that, what's the point of censoring? Because if you have to look that deep into it, then no one else is gonna look that deep into every quote.
Yeah, like what are they trying to think? Like with PJ's potato emoji. Shout out to my boy PJ. Like what? How does that have a deeper meaning?
I know.
I don't
And
even know either.
Did you see that news segment about like, oh, these emojis aren't always as what they seem? Like your parents, you guys, you're blind because students and stuff are using these emojis as like code words and shit.
Yeah, even if it is, it's a freaking emoji. How
I know,
inappropriate can
I
it
know.
get? Like,
Yeah.
all right, eggplant emoji, peach emoji. Who cares?
I know.
It's like the only thing that Yearbook should censor is an actual curse word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something that's really terribly
Yeah, like
derogative.
even if there is a deeper meaning behind it, if on the surface level it's a grind or like
Potato
emoji, like on the surface level is not an inappropriate idea, it shouldn't be a problem because that's what they're seeing. They're not seeing the deeper meaning. That's all you're giving them.
Exactly.
There's no problem.
No parent is
Yeah.
gonna scroll through the damn yearbook, point out like potato emoji, eh? Go through freaking Urban Dictionary and be like, this is not appropriate for my school yearbook. Call into the superintendent or whatever. I'm afraid that the kids are spreading sexual thoughts through the yearbook this year. I'm gonna need you to take that down ASAP. What?
Yeah.
No one's gonna do that shit.
And kids have included some pretty insanely
I
rough
know.
things
There's
in
other
years
kids.
past
There's
and
other
this
kids.
year. And the thing is, it's not just me and my friend Peach. Literally, I looked, half the kids were lacking a yearbook quote. Maybe they didn't choose to, but definitely more than half did.
Oh, it's every
now,
year.
every yearbook quote is basically just a Michael Scott quote from The Office, which is so
So
stock.
average, so generic, so whack.
But, you know, what can you do?
Oh, what can you do? We create a revolution.
Oh, true. You see,
We walk up to that yearbook club and be like, yo, put the good quotes back in. Stop being so Nancy-mancy, dummy-wummy. I have no clue what the hell that means.
yeah,
But-
First Amendment, come on.
I mean,
Yes.
first of all, it's a high school
Sedition
yearbook.
Act.
You walk in the damn hallways, you're gonna be hearing some filth. It's not like
Yeah.
any kid has not heard the slightest bit of filth for a quote.
Yeah, also, the seniors, we're 17, 18 years old. If potato emoji is really that traumatizing for you, I don't know what to say. Just, it ticks me off, boys. It ticks me off a bit.
Oh, does one say it grinds your gears?
It does. It grinds them a bit. You see the gears, the grind. It's not very kosher. You see the meats and the cheeses, they're touching.
Oh, pause.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just a little.
I think that's wacko, if you ask me. Also,
think so,
it's so sad when you look at every yearbook and you see like 90% of it is no senior quote, and they're just the school is discriminating against kids because only a select few now have yearbook quotes. Do they even allow you to make a replacement one?
That's another thing. That's what also made me mad. They said you will not have an opportunity to submit a replacement or another. I'm like, come on. If you're gonna do that,
some headphones.
at least say, if we didn't accept it, submit another. No, come on. It's a senior quote. It's one thing. Senior year, last thing of high school.
Yep.
Why can't you just let us have this?
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
You're just another
Exactly.
class.
Every child, every day.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Where every student thrives.
Yeah.
Classic. So classic.
Sorry.
Oh no! Cam! Whoa!
Cam!
Oh my gosh! Oh gosh, Cam! No, not Michael's head! Oh! Michael! Not 911!
I'm sorry, Michael. I had to take my wrath out on someone and looked like you were starting to doze off, so you seem like the
Michael
perfect
might not
victim.
return for the rest of the show, but we'll see if he feels up to it.
Well, in that case,
What?
What?
oh, sorry, wrong
The
episode.
homie. Oh, man. Homie almost died, and you laughing out here?
My bad.
You're bad indeed. Oh, he's back. Oh gosh, the blood.
Sorry, Michael. How you doing? How you feeling? Do you forgive me?
It's a yes or no question.
What's the opposite of no?
Yeah.
That's my answer.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind. All right. Well,
Squawk, squawk! Damn, was that a bird, cuz?
I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh.
Last week,
Lead in, though.
Brendan, no middle name, Mascherino, recommended the movie Bird Box. Now, this movie's been all the rage. Memes, actual viewings.
It's crazy.
Like, people have been
Most viewed
going
movie on Netflix.
sicko
Yeah,
mode on
dude.
this movie.
I totally forgot about that. There's like people like wearing blindfolds and getting like hit by cars.
What? Anyway, wait, what was it? 3.7 million views on Netflix?
I couldn't care less.
Anyway, you already know the people behind working for Netflix are like, damn, how we getting all these
Nah,
views?
you know Netflix was behind it because the Netflix implanted the memes into social media because memes nowadays is the best way to spread to your target audience.
I mean, that's true.
True.
I love a good meme, a good deep fried
Because
meme.
let's be real. How many more people do you think watched Bird Box because they saw a meme of Sandra Bullock not seeing something versus an actual commercial? I didn't even see a commercial for this movie.
Me neither.
Wait, can they have commercials for Netflix?
Yes.
Produced
Stranger
movies?
Things has had stuff on
Millions
TV
of
that,
commercials,
yeah.
All right,
It's crazy. So
So-
now, let's go around.
I'll give Brendan, do you want to give a quick synopsis?
Yeah.
Nah, we shouldn't spoil the.
I don't
Actually,
think
you know,
there's any spoil. Just give us.
Just give the
me
audience
real.
a brief rundown.
Well, if you haven't seen the movie already, why are you watching the spoiler review?
Yeah.
We're talking spoilers.
I mean,
here.
it's
Am
pretty
wrong?
self-explanatory. You can't if you.
If you see the shit, you die.
Yeah.
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 Survive. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I had to survive watching this pile of garbage, but
All
I'll
right,
save
let's
it.
go around the table, say if we liked it or not. Yes or no? Yes, you liked it. No,
I'm
you
not
didn't.
answering first. Well, I'll answer first.
No judgment.
I'm just gonna put it dead in the freaking middle. Okay, I'm gonna put it right in the middle, right in the middle between
Classic.
like.
All right, so the gray zone.
I can't say. I can't say anything.
I'll say
I
yes.
can't decide.
Yeah. I liked it.
1 out of 10.
What?
Probably the second worst movie I saw last year.
You give it a 1.
What?
A 1 out of 10.
A 1.
Do I need to give the
I
rundown?
did not think you would give it a 1.
Give us the rundown, Moo.
All right,
Why
so-
was this movie so egregious to you?
a
Okay.
1 though. Wow.
Here's the thing. To the director of the movie, all right? I understand your job is extremely hard, but you probably don't care what I have to say because you're ranking in the millions of views and you're probably going to get another opportunity and hopefully you improve. Now, my turn to speak about my personal experience with the movie. Not a single aspect of this movie was impressive to me. In a thriller and horror movie, the sound design better be good. This sound design was so atrocious. Like, the whispers sounded so bad. Like, they were comical. The whispers were horrible. There's a really weird lack of ambient noise. Like, I couldn't get immersed to the movie because when music was playing, there's no ambient noise in the background with the music. So I'm like, what? Did you just forget all the wind and all the crap in the background? 2, visually speaking, is very inconsistent. All right, they tried doing this like handheld type style half times, and then all of a sudden they pull out to this like electronic wide shot of a river or whatnot. I'm like, pick something. I can't just be sitting here like, oh, so I guess I gotta feel like grounded in realism. Oh, what? Now you're showing me that's a movie. Like, pick a style, stick to the style. All right? And their claustrophobic attempt by using a lot of close-ups did not work. I did not feel one thing. The characters were so bland. Not as, like, okay, if you have the sound design bad, okay. If you have the cinematography bad, okay. If you have some of the worst dialogue put to screen, okay. At least give me an interesting character. Nope. By the books, whack, boring characters that you learn everything about them through pure dialogue. I'm like, okay. Exposition, garbage. You just tell the audience they don't show any of the exposition in a cool way. They have a TV news broadcast in the beginning of the movie. If you want to see some good way to show an exposition of the world ending, watch Shaun of the Dead. Every time he flips the channels, whether it be a music channel or something, says like a certain word, and that's how they get the message out. And also like through like repeated tracking shots of like everything completely different. They show it. They don't just tell it. The thing they showed in Bird Box was this garbage apocalypse that made me like cry laughing because it was so funny. Like when the person was hitting their head on the glass and this sound effect was so funny. She was like hitting her head on the glass and it was like dum, dum.
Oh yeah,
And
that was funny. Yeah.
I'm like, are you trying to scare me or are you trying to make me like what? I'm sorry. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm going off a little too crazy. I really did not enjoy this movie.
That's all right. That's all right.
One thing that I don't really agree with what you said was how you wish they would show you what was going on at the end of the world, but I kind of like how it's up for you to decide, like, oh, what could be going on, and it's kind of like you fear the unseen.
Not that. I mean, like, to establish the state of, like, they talk in the beginning on the TV, they're like, people are committing suicides, like, I wish they established that fact in a way, because I don't...
Better, yeah, I agree
They're
with
like
that.
telling it. I don't care
Yeah.
about seeing the monster one bit. That could have been cool if
You're
I
saying
was
there's more
invested
creative
enough.
ways of going about doing that besides just having someone say it on TV.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
an alien invasion movie where they're like,
There's
aliens
aliens
are
here.
taking the world.
Yeah.
Whereas like War of the Worlds, even though I don't like that movie that much, the opening scene just shows this crazy
Plus,
alien
like,
invasion.
I feel like that thing that's like, oh my gosh, the action they're like committing, it's really accessible in the film. Like they could have done a way more of an intro where like people, like maybe this main character experiences that and sees more. But before we just go and say like, oh, like by the way, this is it's making people kill
with
themselves.
the
It's
suicide
like,
stuff, if you watch The Omen, I'm not going to spoil, but they do some horrifying things to establish that kind of idea.
yeah, exactly.
Which is so much more effective than me laughing at the garbage sound design and watching a TV broadcast of a fake news channel being like, today there are people committing suicide. Not for me.
All right. I'm gonna drop some knowledge.
Please.
So, I enjoyed this movie. I thought that it was a 100% total ripoff of A Quiet Place, which is an okay movie.
Yeah, I feel
yeah, it's a very-
Starring
compare the
Jim
two,
from The
actually.
Office.
and Quiet
In
Place
almost
had good
every
sound
way.
design at least.
I mean, that's kind of ironic.
There's a lot of stuff
Oh yeah.
that was pretty mediocre. The dialogue was pretty stock.
Calling that mediocre is being kind.
But then,
Don't forget the line in the movie. Oh, we're fucking fucked.
oh yeah.
that was pretty
Did it like
garbage.
3 times too. I'm like,
I know, it's like, it was bad the one time. Then you have to say it again.
I really like the character of the old guy though. Like I think he played a
John
pretty,
Malkovich's character?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
had
he
a
was like
pretty
a
good role.
cartoon. I thought he was just like...
I thought it was interesting having that so far to like the I don't even care about this kind of thing. Like you guys are all stupid, and like
Yeah.
I'm the only one that matters. But I feel like the way like his mannerisms were kind of like, I guess maybe the design for like the audience to hate him almost. But I just think it wasn't like I don't know. It wasn't something I didn't think it was like a good character to have like supporting the story. Like it just seemed really
Yeah.
He's not
kind
the
of like
worst
it wasn't.
character.
Yeah.
Because
Wasn't-
that goes to blonde fella,
Yeah, the
machine
blonde.
gun Kelly looking ass.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Him
Wait,
he was the worst one.
Is that the
yeah.
pregnant girl?
It's the
No,
dude
no,
that-
the
dude
blonde
that,
fella,
like-
the F and F guy.
The F-
Tattoos?
yeah.
Oh,
the
oh,
tattoos guy.
yeah.
I
And
think
the escalation between him and the one girl too, like
That
that.
was
What the
abrupt.
point is that? Like there's no, they
Oh,
don't
They just
do
like
yeah.
anything.
they just leave. They just take the car. I'm like, I could. The car, the GPS scene was maybe the stupidest scene of.
I
last
was wondering
year.
like how that's not even realistic though.
yeah.
That's the stupidest.
Unless
scene of
it's
last
a
year.
Tesla, Unless they got into a fucking like
That
Model
GPS
X,
must
then,
be like God tier GPS. If you're gonna tell me you don't even need to see the damn road.
Well,
to-
no, it's it. Like if it was a Tesla, like I would believe that because they have like sensors and obstacle avoidances and
Oh, of
shit like
course.
that. But I'm saying like they hop into a Jeep, what Grand Cherokee or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Black out the
Oh, and
windows.
that scene,
Blacked out the windows, yeah.
the quote unquote horror scene when like the wind was. Oh, let me get the line out of the way. Wind is not scary, cuh. I don't get. How is that the horror? Like they're like wind is chasing them, so I should feel
Ominous, bruh.
suspense. That isn't ominous. It's wind. What? It's a bunch of leaves chasing people.
Yeah, but it's the association of what comes with wind. Pavlov, conditioning.
Yeah, but it was just wind when I was watching the movie. I couldn't care less about what was chasing them. I hope, like,
So you wish it would have been like a big ass like demon or something.
No, I don't. I just wish it wasn't wind. At least by the end of the movie, there's nothing metaphorically rich in this movie to make me not want to see something. Like, for example, in the Babadook, you never like get like you never see like the entire monster how they were like building it up to be. Whereas, but that movie, everything in that movie is a metaphor for depression and whatnot. This movie was so metaphorically stale that I'm like, at least give me something to look at this point, because you're failing at the fear of the unknown, because I'm not fearing the damn leaves rustling after Sandra Bullock running with the blindfold. There was no threat.
I didn't really. That was kind of freaky. What the heck? Oh, I didn't really enjoy her character all that much in the beginning. It was just very like dry and just like. Didn't she like hate her kid that she was about to
She
have?
didn't
or
want to be
She
pregnant.
was loveless.
Yeah, that's so sad. Like,
I'm just gonna. Alright. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying before. Like I said, I like the movie and I'll get back to that. But it was painfully predictable. I was not
Oh, of course.
surprised.
yeah.
Just for example, as soon as the guy Charlie was introduced, I knew from the second he opened his mouth that he was gonna die.
Oh,
like,
don't even
extremely
get me
soon.
started with
Oh
how
yeah.
with how much I laughed when Charlie died. That might have been the single dumbest death scene I've seen.
It's kind of like
all
every
year.
horror
Is
movie.
that when he runs out?
Oh, of
he
course.
runs to get his coworker in the
Yeah,
closet or
he's
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
he's looking. There's like this close up of him, and the music is so stock, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
oh my gosh, this is iconic stuff. And then he just goes in, and the girl's reaction when she sees the blood, like,
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
was
I know.
losing it.
I know.
She's like,
She's like,
I was
Yeah.
losing it, bro. Like the police officer lady, she like looks so disgusted, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Bro, you're
this
a
is-
police
This is
officer.
the
I'm like-
least. This is the least realistic reaction you could have possibly come up with as an actor.
yeah. When I recommended, I wasn't like, I don't love this
Oh, of
movie.
course,
I
of
just
course.
thought it was the talk of right now, and I
Yeah.
think people want to hear what we have to say about
Exactly,
it because
yeah.
that's what we do best. We review movies right now, so I just thought it'd be interesting to
Exactly.
have people listen to what we have to say.
I want to tell you guys what I liked about the movie.
Go for it.
So, for one, Brendan brought this up yesterday. They have these really nice aerial shots over the river.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if it's drone or copter or whatever, but
Probably drone.
it was really nice shots, misty outside.
Beautiful. Very well done.
So I don't think the movie. There was a lot of stuff I want to change about the movie, but in a way, I thought it was pretty thought provoking. Actually, I had a lot of kind of
What were you
ideas
thinking
about society. Let me riddle you this: what if we're living in this world completely blissful, but there's something out there we just can't see it that maybe attaches synapses in our brain or makes us so horrified that this could happen to us, but we just don't have access to it and we can't see it. Or for example, so Tom, man's from Moonlight.
Oh,
He is
He's
good.
a great actor.
Great.
That
He's
somehow
such a
ended
good
up
actor.
in this movie.
think
Sandra
he's a
Bullock
good
and the
actor.
two kids.
he's wonderful.
They're living together after 5 years, and Tom goes, "What's the point of living if there's nothing to hope for?" And she's like, "To survive." And he says, "Surviving isn't living." And I think that's true.
It's
Like,
a very preachy scene.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's pretty
That's true.
classic, but he brings up good points. Like, what if we're in an apocalypse? What's the point of us being around
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
if we can't accomplish it?
There are ideas. The problem is, the reason I can't give it points is there are ideas presented in the movie, but they are expressed to the audience, in my opinion, in the most insultingly dumbed down way possible. Like, he could have got that message about living without blatantly saying the message of the scene.
Yeah.
That's
This is I've been preaching on this because I really enjoy films that have these, I guess, disasters that happen to like the world or something that people have always thought about but never really could put their mind to, like kind of like A Quiet Place. Like, what if that ended up happening or something, or like we had to stay quiet or something like that? Like, how would the
I like A Quiet Place.
how would people react to that? And I think this is interesting. Like, what would happen to the world if the world was ending and this situation happened? Like, what would happen to the people? And this just like shows how people act at that moment in time.
My problem is that it shows the most, like, they don't show anything you wouldn't have already thought. Like, they show the most predictable way people would act.
Yeah.
It's not like presenting something new. Like, I can live without knowing a concept about people not being able to see, because I've seen so many movies that done that similar concept better and showed more innovative ways of how people act. Whereas in this movie, people just act how you'd expect them to act. Some are paranoid, some are like, screw it, some are like, I gotta take leadership, and then some are just dummy.
Yeah, I think for me, it also, like you said, it wasn't portrayed in the most intelligent way, but it made me thoughtful about the human race in general, thinking about how far and advanced humans are, which is an obvious statement, you might think, but let's say you wipe out all the humans. It would take billions and billions of years, this is gonna sound super obvious, for monkeys or whoever to evolve and be able to sit at a table and record in front of a microphone and touch a laptop and even create a laptop. So just think back 200 years. It just made me think,
How did
A
this
lot of
movie
stuff.
spark that idea for you?
because it's an apocalypse.
Yeah. So
So every apocalypse movie is pretty good just because it makes you remember how good the human race is?
I mean, back-to-back World War champs.
all I'm saying is, don't you guys find it interesting that these people that came up with this movie and the story behind it and stuff like that, like, I want to make a movie about the
I
human
feel
race, losing a sense.
I feel like they just saw A Quiet Place and were like, let's make some
Well,
bread
yeah,
off
that's
of it.
what
make
I'm
a
saying.
girl
Look, A
pregnant
Quiet
again,
Place
and then-
took away their sense of, like, I
Hush
guess.
took away, the movie Hush actually took away, Hush took away hearing. But even before that, in the 50s, Wait Until Dark took away seeing already.
Yeah, but don't you
But
think
in
that's
a
interesting how
cooler situation.
people wonder, like, what would happen if we had to take this sense away? Like, how would people
Oh yeah, it's
react?
a cool concept
Like, I think
when
that's
executed
interesting.
well. Like, Quiet Place is done well.
Well, I
Hush
have a
was done
question
well.
about the movie.
This?
So, the idea of the movie is when you see whatever this thing is, I don't even know if it has a name in the movie, but it makes you commit suicide. How is it that some people do that, but some people survive and are so infatuated with it and live? Like the man who came to the house. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't understand how. This was where I was kind of like cloudy in the movie and how it was like executed. Like, it said it's spreading. So does that mean there's multiple like of these things like in the area, like getting different people?
Yeah.
And is it growing? Like, they didn't
Yeah,
really.
maybe like,
They didn't say anything about it.
here's the thing. They did so much exposition for what's happening. But the thing was, these questions weren't cool enough to be up to interpretation.
Yeah.
And they didn't answer these questions, so I'm like, well, it's not like Enemy or something where I want to look into this because I was so bored out of my mind watching this thing.
So what did you like about this movie?
The 1 star is because even though they're stylistically inconsistent, yes, I did enjoy the drone shots. They looked pretty nice. They were pleasing to the eye, but they were also stylistically inconsistent. So I'd maybe give it that 1 star for that.
I wish it was consistent throughout, like how that river scene was shot so well, and in comparison to like the
just
opening
the
stuff.
drone shots for me for the river scenes.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
yeah.
the close-ups were just like
Yeah.
like the
That
director figured out how to use shallow depth of field and just put the like.
That would have been hard
There
though
was-
on a boat in the middle of the freaking river.
I know, but just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's good.
That's true. That's true.
But like there are like, there's potential. Zero of the potential was oh gosh, this movie just enrages me sometimes. Let me come to this one scene that also made me laugh way harder than it should have. So there's a scene where she's like, oh, we can't have the blindfold on in the river or whatever, and one of you guys has to direct me. And the little girl's reaction made me like die laughing with how poorly acted it was. And also, I was already laughing that she was just like, and then I lost it when it flashed back to the Hello Kitty giving earlier in the movie. I lost it. I couldn't take it seriously. It was the most pandering bullshit I've seen in so long.
But at least the little girl was acting. The little boy didn't do
Both of them
anything.
were garbage.
He just stood there.
Both of them were horrible child actors. Like, if you want to, like, people are like, oh, we should be easy on child actors. But if they take you out of the movie, like, directors can do child actors wonderfully. Specifically, Mikhail Haneke. That guy, anytime a kid is in his movie, they give an Oscar-worthy performance because he sits down with them, he trains their lines with them, so that when they're actually acting, it feels real.
But what I'm saying is, I think they did a good job of portraying how these kids would act growing up in the world that they were in. They grew up in the world that you can't freaking go outside.
Oh, I'm not talking
And
about...
they can't open their eyes outside, and they can't do so
the
many
acting
things.
is so bad.
Yeah, but they probably that's
Like,
probably
just
how they
because
would act, just because they're
Just
so
because they
quiet.
didn't grow up in Sunshine Place or whatever you call it, I don't think they wouldn't act like they wouldn't overact and have really crappy expressions on their face to cry.
But how would you know?
Oh.
Well, that's
You
not an
wouldn't.
excuse.
That's not up for you.
You could-
That's just an opinion at this
What,
point.
bruh?
Like it doesn't. I don't think it really
A
matters.
kid out the womb is gonna act like a kid out the like humans are gonna act like humans because they weren't like evolving from a completely different species. These few kids, these kids are still like human. They still have a mother that grown up. It's not gonna make how they fundamentally cry different or how they fundamentally talk different. It's that the kids' actings were just so bad and took me out of the movie. Well, I wasn't in the movie to begin with. The movie was just. I can't even. But
Tell me. Let me just start like this. Moo. Did you like the movie?
Oh my god.
What?
how about we all go around? Let's give a rating out of 10. You know I'm a 1 out of 10.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna say like I don't know if I'll like this isn't a movie I think I'm gonna remember for something that affected me a lot. I didn't find myself.
Oh no.
McMichael.
Oh!
Lana McMichael to 283 decades.
Chill, McMichael.
Come on.
We're wrapping up episode 17. Can we at least get some respect?
I mean, I think I can appreciate the work put into it. I think that's what I've been talking about before. Is I think. Like I don't think the movie itself is bad. I think like our opinions of it, we think it's bad. You can't really put that label on the movie. You can have your own opinion, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to give it like I wouldn't give it a 1, but like as Moo would, I just give it probably like a 3 or 4. I think out of 10, but I don't know if I can push it up like to a 5. I just couldn't see myself really enjoying it that.
me,
I didn't enjoy
I'd
it that
say
much.
5 is like the baseline average movie. Above that is when you're getting good. Below that is when you're getting bad.
Yeah.
That's my rating scale.
I probably have to give it a 5. It was fine.
Fine movie.
I still what I think.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 5.
It's all subjective.
Yeah,
I think
seriously.
it had its peaks and valleys. Like I liked a good bit of it, but then I think they could have done a lot of stuff a lot better. So I'll give it like a 6.
I think one thing we can all agree on is that it did not deserve 3.7 million ratings on Netflix.
Facts.
Yeah, I honestly,
and
that's based on how many people saw
become
it.
the
were
most
talking about
viewed
it.
movie on Netflix.
Speaking
ever.
of
What?
Netflix movies,
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
all right,
Really?
you compare that garbage birth scene in this movie
Oh my
with
God.
the birth scene in Roma.
Holy crap.
One is clearly more well handled, and
It's true, yeah.
one clearly shows the pain of giving birth in a more visceral way. This was just the screaming was so poorly acted; it
Yeah.
felt fake. I didn't feel like they were
I didn't
having
feel
children.
invested
I felt
in it,
like they
yeah.
were told action and to scream on camera. The birth scenes were
Mm-hmm.
horrible in this movie.
I don't know if they each scene was meant to.
It's different emotions,
yeah,
but
portray the same
one was so,
emotion,
How,
but-
how is Sandra Bullock an actress that gets paid like $10 million per movie versus this Roma lady who's never acted in a movie once in her life? How is she going to give a more convincing performance than Sandra Bullock? That's pure direction right there.
Yeah.
And thus, Roma should have got more hits than. Nah, I do definitely think
Well,
that
that's
Roma should have got
something.
way more hits. But
Alright, well,
more speaking on Netflix.
do we have a movie for next week?
This is
Wait, who are we doing for special guest next week?
we'll save it.
Alright, consider it
But as a group, Brendan sparked the idea, and we're gonna come to a collective agreement that next week we're gonna be talking about Blake Mirror, Bandersnatch,
Black Mirror. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is basically
Bandersnatch.
there's a TV series called Black Mirror, and they released an hour and a half long episode. The episodes are not related to each other, so
They really
I guess you
hurt
could
your
call
brain.
it a movie.
They hurt your brain.
This one is an interactive experience where you choose your own path. So,
Do you want to say the name of it in English?
oh yeah, Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Black Mirror
You've
semicolon Bandersnatch. I don't know. I think there's a semicolon.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, watch that. If you've already seen it, prepare for next week, baby, because this has been.